Hello everybody, welcome to One Hub Racing here for Season 15's Precision Tier, Round 3 at the Shanghai International Circuit for the Chinese Grand Prix. I am your commentator Owen Wyatt, and with me, as always, Austin.
Yes, the Shanghai International Circuit, a fantastic track I think, because it gives us two corners that I'm really excited about seeing these drivers, and you never know if the rain might hit.
Definitely. When we saw the rain hit last week, we saw what sort of carnage that one caused, and yeah, it means that the championship for this race is looking quite interesting, because we've got Janel on good form now, trying to put himself into the fight. Daystar still top, but we'll go through the finishing order for last week. Janel won the race, and he said he was going to win it, and he did win it dominantly. It was a good fight with Brettster, but in the end he came out on top. So it was Janel from Daystar, then Brett, Sippy in 4th, Crimson 5th, Ivan 6th, Harry 7th, Cam 8th, Konzo 9th, and, British Cam in 8th, and then Konzo 9th and American Cam in 10th. Fastest laps went to Sippy in the top 10, Scorpion outside the top 10, and Janel got driver today, and as I say, the pole position. But I guess the big thing to sort of talk about there was Carlsbury, because he didn't do the two-stop. He became the first driver this season to not do it, and he got promptly disqualified.
Indeed, and we were wondering last time around whether he would get any penalty points for it. Well, the answer is he did not get any penalty points for that. The stewards have decided that being disqualified from a podium finishing position is penalty enough. That's 15 points down the drain. He would have been in the fight. Yeah. He's sitting on 16 points right now. He would have had 31, and he would have been only 12 points behind Danestar and 6 points behind Janel, and certainly in the championship fight. Now, he's sitting in, what is that, P6, tied with both Brettster and Ivan. And, now he's got a long road ahead of him to try and catch back up with both the Icelandic Danestar and the Finn Janel.
Yes, well, the good news for him, though, is he's still got most of the season to hopefully make up for that. I'm sure he won't make that mistake again, or at least you'd hope not. It'd be kind of awkward if he did again, but, yeah, while we're on the subject of the championship, let's quickly just go through that, and then we can go through the big change really for this week, which we'll get on to. Danestar is top because he's had a first and a second in the last two races. He said, Danestar, that actually he hated France in the rain. He just wasn't able to take advantage of it because he does like the rain conditions, so maybe he's quite happy with second, I'm not sure, but yeah, he's on top with Janel second, and then Sippy up to third, Chris 4th after not having a great race last week because his internet broke on him. Carlsbury was 5th, obviously the disqualification stopped him from going any higher. Ivan 6th, Brett 7th with that podium. He was deemed okay, his driving was in the end looked at and was sort of right on the edge.
Yeah, they decided because he did not inflict any damage on other drivers, it was just okay, but they said he was stretching it, let's just say, to say the least. But he got away with it. However, he did get, effectively, he got a warning. He got a slap on the wrist saying, just calm yourself. Don't drive like that again. Maybe next time, a little more, head-driven and less, less aggressive.
Yeah. So he got away with that. He ended up 7th, so his first sort of points of the season. It's important to note that the top two are already nearly 20 points clear. It's 18 points from Janel to Sippy in 3rd, and then I think 3 points separating all the way from Sippy down to 7th, Brettster. So it's nice and close up there.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm a bit surprised at the championship order on the website, because going by the tiebreakers that we usually have, which is, if two drivers are tied, we look at who got more wins. If that's tied, who's got more second places. If that's tied, more thirds, and so on, even down to who's got more 19th places, or effectively less DNFs, really. Yeah. And Brettster beats out Carlsbury in the tiebreaker. They're both on 16 points, but Brettster has a 17th place, whereas Carlsbury only has a disqualification.
Yeah.
That's the one difference between them. They both have a podium. They both have a fastest lap as well. Brettster in Bahrain outside the top 10, and Carlsbury inside the top 10 in Bahrain. So for both the same race, in fact. And then Brett's the third place, and Cosberry DQ. So I think going by the official tiebreaker, I think Cosberry would have to be behind Brettster.
Yeah, well, hopefully by the end of today, they're not going to have to worry about that. I'm sure one of them will score points, and you got Ivan just stuck in the middle of the two of them as well, which is quite funny. But
with 2 6th places, he's the most consistent of the 3.
So that is in the top 7. We'll quickly run through the rest of the order. American Cam is in 8th place, so with Crimson 9th, Harry 10th, Sam 11th, although he's not here anymore, we'll get on to that in a second. British Cam 12th, Patino 13th, Konzo 14th, TB 15th, Scorpion, your last scorer, in 16th. Then the 4 drivers yet to score a point, and they were quite surprising. I'm surprised by all of them actually. Jorit, Lukey, Iceman and Cloudy, all 4 of them have no points.
Yeah, especially surprising are Lukey and Iceman. I think Iceman being the podium champion from last season, and Lukey being the Precision Tier runner-up. It is really surprising, but maybe tonight. Iceman will not get a chance tonight, as Iceman has issues with his throttle pedal, and he will not be able to participate in today's race.
Yeah, and you can see we're getting ready to start there, so we'll go on to qualifying in a moment. We'll quickly go through the Constructors' Championship as well, because we've actually got a three-way tie in there as well. Again, it's a very similar story. The top 2, Red Bull and Toro Rosso, well clear of the rest on 49 and 47 points respectively, Red Bull being top, Toro Rosso being second, and then you've got Alfa Romeo in 3rd place on 19 points, only 1 point ahead of Ferrari, Renault and Williams, all on 18, and they're only 1 point ahead of Mercedes on 17, they're only 2 points ahead of Haas, and then McLaren and Racing Point at the bottom on 5 points for McLaren and 0 for Racing Point. So it's nice and close for most of them out there again. But yeah, Red Bull and Toro Rosso, they say there's going to be no intra-team rivalry or orders. They're happy to both be up there, but Red Bull certainly want to be ahead.
That remains to be seen. I mean, obviously for now, they say.
Yeah, they say.
We know that sometimes what Red Bull and Toro Rosso say isn't exactly what's going on. The corporate speak from those 2 teams, from the Red Bull company especially, or in general. Sometimes it is a little cloudy, and sometimes just a straight up lie.
Yes.
So we'll see. We are gonna judge what's actually happening, and we're not gonna judge them by their words.
Well, one thing Red Bull have said is that they're happy to have Toro Rosso as competition. They said that, okay, they can have their front row last week, but we want it this week. They'll have the second row. Another thing they also said, Red Bull, is that Harry does need to do a bit better if they want to fight for both titles. They think Danestar is good enough to go for the drivers, but maybe there's a bit of uncertainty there about Harry. And so maybe there's a potential. It's quite unlikely, but there's maybe a potential that they would look to maybe Janel or Crimson to replace Harry at the mid-season point.
I mean, yeah, that's the logical step, right?
Yeah.
If you have a guy who's doing that well in a Toro Rosso, and you have a guy who's struggling in your mother team in the Red Bull, just switch him. I mean, Gasly, Albon, anyone?
Indeed, although Kvyat should have got that, but we'll argue about that another day.
Albon did well enough, though, to retroactively justify it.
I don't know. I'll always prefer Kvyat. But anyway, speaking of driver changes, we really should talk about it now. Meloy has returned. He is in the McLaren, replacing Sam. He had a bad week, deleted the game, left the league. May or may not definitely regret it, but it's too late for him. We already had a reserve ready and waiting, and Meloy jumped at the opportunity, was straight in that McLaren, and will be there until at least the summer break, until maybe he decides to move team, you never know. But for now, certainly sitting at McLaren.
Yeah, Meloy is an interesting one, because I did some research, obviously, on the drivers that pace around this track, and Meloy was a name who came up. I was looking through the PS4 leaderboards on China in the Dry. Meloy was the only driver here in the Precision tier to come up in the top 200. He was at 192 out of 15,000 drivers. The second driver from the Precision tier that I found was Carsberry, our disqualification guy from last race. He was just outside the top 500 at 503. And guess who was in between the two at 480?
Who is it?
You, Owen.
Wait!
Your pace around China, apparently, at least in time attack and time trial, is so good that you could fight for the championship maybe here. But maybe just other drivers didn't bother. Like Dane Star, I'm pretty sure that I haven't found Dane Star in those rankings, which suggests to me really that he didn't attempt a lap in time trial ever around China, or maybe he just did it a long time ago and it wasn't good or something. But yeah, there are some drivers I think who would do well if they tried their hands on the time attack. But I was surprised to see Meloy, who's, as you mentioned, a new driver here for us. Well, returning, you know, but he's racing one up before, but this season in the Precision tier, he's new. Just inside the top 200 in the world on the PS4.
Yeah, it's a good sign for him, I guess. Like I said, it'll only give him something to talk about when we get to the mid-season break. If he isn't happy with a McLaren, I'd imagine he might fancy himself moving somewhere at some point. But who knows, he might like that McLaren. He might fancy it for the rest of the season. We'll just have to wait and see. But certainly plenty of potential as he comes around the final corner, actually. Let's see what his first lap is. He's got a 1 minute 30.6 to beat, and he hasn't quite done it, but he is right up there in P2 already. He is targeting the podium today, and, well, I wouldn't doubt his potential.
Definitely, and I'm surprised to see both Janel and Melo already with those good lap times right there. 30.6, 30.7. I expected the pole time to be around a 130.6 plus minus 2/10 is the room I always give myself on these estimates. And to see Janel already having a banker lap of a 130.6, yeah, he's on point today here. He's on form and or in form, and I wouldn't be surprised if he drops into the low 130s as well and completely shatters my expectations.
Well, one thing you might not put into consideration is the toe, and look at what Red Bull are doing. Dane Star there, enjoying a lot of toe there from his teammate. He'll just pull off the track there, and that is going to be a massive advantage for him. If he can, well, if he did have the rest of the lap hooked up, we'll find out in a moment as he comes around the final corner. And he's got that 1 minute 30.6 to beat. Doesn't beat it, he's nowhere near it actually. He's slower than his teammate by 0.2 of a second, and he's only P7.
Yeah, and you mentioned the long straight there out of turn 13, 1.2 kilometers long. Really an absolute mammoth of a straight there, and there's not that many straights on the calendar, not that many tracks on the calendar where the slipstream is more powerful than here.
Absolutely, so it's good to see Red Bull making that one work. I know the Toro Rosses were close to each other on their laps. I don't think they were actually going for toe. Maybe that's something I can consider trying later on, because if you're fighting for wins and stuff, you might as well give it a go. It's not going to cost you anything if you can time it right, but I'm sure they'll maybe be thinking about that for later on. But yeah, we've got our first laps in, and we've got 1 second separating the top 11, so good to see it staying nice and close. The drivers were asked actually before today, I mentioned this to you before the stream, about whether they could improve, and of course they all said yes, but they also were all asked about this track. And some people have put a lot more practice than others by the looks of it. Like, there's people like Patino, he said that he has to put the right setup and practice in, but others are saying, oh, we'll just do it as normal. It feels some are taking the unique aspects of the track a bit more seriously than others. I wonder if that could maybe affect lap time around here, because no one's quite at their potential yet, but it certainly feels like there's more preparation for some than others.
It obviously affects lap time. If you put 100 laps of practice into a track, as we have,
Brett's been there, I think.
Oh wow, P16 on the hards.
Yeah, he has been there.
That is very, very unlucky for him. Remember, he qualified in P4 last week, and he struggled a lot. I mean, he got pole position in Bahrain, but then struggled in the race this time. He's going to have to do it the other way around, starting very much from the back. I mean, I would assume that Cam and Vitinha, unless they also crash, would overtake him, because they've also set their lap times on the hards as well. So if they switch to the softs, or when they switch to the softs, expect them to go at the very least past Bradster. Yeah, that is a huge issue for him. And I think from what I saw, that was exit of turn 10.
Yeah, that was a very strange place to go off.
I mean, if you do run wide on the exit of turn 10, the grip does fall off in the runoff area, so it is quite easy to spin off there if you go just a little bit too wide. But usually the one spot where you look at on this track where, you know, going a little bit too wide can have devastating consequences is the final corner, turn 16. We've seen it in the real life with Giovinazzi, who did that. Didn't he do it twice?
Well, he did it twice, yeah. He did it in qualifying, he spun off to the left, and then in the race 2017 he went off to the right. Albon had a practice crash there as well last year, of course. It is a very dangerous corner if you go wide. But, in all fairness, this game is very lenient with his warnings there, and I guarantee you every single person's going to be going off there today.
Let's hope they can hold it there. Don't repeat Giovinazzi's and Albon's mistakes.
Can I just point out one thing, by the way? I'm only noticing it now. I know he mentioned it before, but right. Kinosuke no Sato is cloudy, and we're going to call him Cloud. I'm not calling him that. That is so long. I probably said it wrong, but that is cloudy. We all told him when he said he wanted to change his username, just make it cloudy. That's what we all know he has. But he wasn't having it. He went and did that.
Yeah, I think the correct way to pronounce it is Kionosuke. So the U is pretty much silent. And then Nosato, I think, is pretty much self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, to be fair, if Nosato is part of your nickname, I mean, there's puns to be had there with Takuma Sato and the word no.
Yep. And we shall
That's
make
all
those
I'm
jokes.
pointing out.
We will make the jokes if we need to. Hopefully he doesn't give us an excuse to, though. He's looking for P8, I think, today. He was saying in his previous interview when he was being a bit grilled. He wasn't grilled at all, actually. Nick's very nice to him. He was asking if he was enjoying his time back. And he said he was. He said he was taking a while to get back into it.
Owen, you may not have read it completely, but it was a sneaky grill.
A bit of a sneaky grill, but...
He asked Cloudy if Cloudy should have even bothered coming back, or if he should have just stayed on his break for longer. That is a grill.
It's a grill, but for Nick standards, that's pretty nice, you know.
Fair enough, but it's still a grill.
Janel is all over the show there. That'll ruin his lap. He would have been up, but not anymore with that big slide as he was heading to the end of the second sector, and he has indeed backed off. Where's his teammate? Is there any potential of a tow? Surely they've got to perform a tow. If he's going to be this slow, surely Jan's going to back it off now. His teammate's coming round.
Yeah, his teammate is coming right here.
He's not doing it. He's not doing it the full way round.
He is doing it. He is doing it.
Yeah, he's not.
He's giving him the toe. Janel is giving Crimson the toe right now.
Oh, look at Sippy. Sippy's gonna.
Wow.
I'll be honest with you, I'm gonna blame Crimson for that. I don't know what he was doing there.
Yeah.
Why do you have to go back into him? I don't understand that. Maybe I'm reading that wrong, but.
No, I was on board. I was on board with Crimson. I'm with you.
Yeah, so was I.
If I'm in that situation as Crimson was, and I see that somehow I'm catching up to both my teammate, which as expected, and another driver that is not my teammate, and he's slowing down, which was clearly visible, I do not turn into the slipstream of the other guy.
Yeah.
I just tried to cheese it through the middle of the two of them, and try to hit my breaking point. It was a very unfortunate situation all around, but I'm going to have to put the blame on Crimson here. That was his mistake and his mistake alone.
Yeah, like I said, it looked to me like he was in the section there and Sippy was closing down. That's why I was about to say, oh, he's boxed in, he can't go back to the racing line for a bit, and so he turns straight back to. He was always going to hit him, but well, it's his own loss, I guess. And well, Jana was trying to help him out. He's off himself, actually. Jana, he's gone off again on the exit there before the start of the last sector. He's not having a great time.
Yeah, that is the Brett crash site right there.
It is.
So apparently Brett not the only driver to be caught out by that turn 10. And I did not think that was going to be such an issue, but apparently it is. Usually you talk about turns 1 to 4, the first snake corner. Turn 6, where Ricciardo sent it. Turns 11 to 13, the second snake corner, and then turns 14 to 16, the hairpin, and then the left-hander onto the start-finish straight, where, again, Giovinazzi Albon, to name just those two. And what is Jano doing? He's just slice drifting.
We should mention, actually, by the way, that Carlsberg is top. I don't know if we actually mentioned that or not, but it is Carlsberg.
No, we didn't.
Carlsberg is up there now, which is good for him. Jano, I think he's got more time in the bank, though, because he made that mistake on the lap, and he was still not even a 10th down. So he was certainly going to be green. So I'd imagine there's more pace if he doesn't make that mistake again. It's twice in 2 laps he's made that mistake. He's got to be careful.
Also, if you're that close to the provisional pole sitter, it's pretty hard to go green. You either go grey or whatever the colour is for it, no improvement, or you go purple. We're talking half a tenth between Janel and Carlsberg. So
yeah.
I doubt he would have gone green. I think he would have gone straight to purple.
Yeah, you're probably right there. But we'll see what they do next time round. Patino, he says he's been blocked in both his laps, I think. So he's going to be hoping to get a clean one this time. He's went a little bit earlier for this last run. And yeah, as you can see, 3.1 seconds off the pace, not been quite going to plan. So hopefully he gets a lap in.
Yeah, he has set 1 lap on the hards. I'm not sure if he was blocked during that. I don't think so. But he may have been blocked during 2 of his attempts on the softs. But here he goes through the first corner. Really tricky one, this. You try to go here for a late apex there, and then instantly turn 3, and then 4 is flat out right here. Then we go through turn 5 to approach 6. That little right-hand kink is turn 5. And then this one here, turn 6. Good acceleration there. And first sector already done, by the way. First sector split is before turn 6. The second one comes up before turn 11, so still a little bit to go here as he goes to this double left-hander rather, sorry. And second sector, let's see how much should be in the 1.6 seconds. Definitely better than Cam and Brett and TB probably as well. Final sector with the soft tires, definitely time to be gained, especially through the corner. He just came through the banked snake, if you will. And then the long straight to the hairpins. Yellow flag sector 1 and 2. I think it's just someone going slow. I think one of the Haas drivers.
McLaren.
If I see that correctly.
Malloy was letting somebody through. He was letting Seppi through, I think.
There you go. Now, I'm pretty sure there's one of the Ferraris he let through there.
Yeah, it was Seppi.
Across the line goes Vitinho, P12. He does beat out British Cam and Cloudy and Crimson, but not able to jump ahead of his TTG teammate Jorit.
You know, I wonder if that double left-right-hander, yeah, that makes sense. If the double left, if they're actually hitting the curb on the second left and that spins them rather than going wide, as Seppi himself goes very wide, and we've lost Cam, and I think that's in the pit lane. That's British Cam, yeah, he's went in the pit lane. But yeah, Seppi's messing another lap up right now. Luckily he's 4th, but yeah. I just wonder if it's the left curb on the second left rather than the right-hand side curb on the exit that's making them spin.
Could very well be the case, yeah. TB also retiring. What might be the case here is that some of the drivers decide, because the soft tyre is not a really good race tyre. The soft tyre lasts in the race about 5 to 7 laps, 4 to 6 if you start on it. So it really is not a good tire at all. It wears out very quickly, and yes, it's great for qualifying, as it is 1.4 seconds faster than the medium, but the medium is the desired race tire here, as it is much more durable with around 15 to 17 laps, and with the 2-stop, you know, yes, you can make a soft medium work, or maybe a soft medium hard if you're struggling a little bit on tire wear generally, but some drivers just don't want to use the softer, I think, or maybe want to use it last so they have a shot at the fastest lap of the race. But some drivers just don't want to start on it.
Yeah, but they've got no options, do they? When you've got a 2-stop on the table, they know they can get away with it, so they've got it. I'll do it. It'll be who's kept it best on their out laps and in laps, I think, who'll do the best, because really, you can gain a lot if you're just careful there. As Harry drifts off wide on his lap, that's not good for him there. So that'll be his lap pretty much over, but Meloy's purple right now in the middle sector, nearly a quarter of a second up on his last time. Could this be the pole position lap? We'll wait and find out. He's only got a couple more corners to go. The heaviest braking zone down into turn 14. A bit of a lock-up, misses the apex. Should be okay though on the exit. Might have lost a 10th, but should still be enough for P1 as he heads through the last corner.
Cheesed it, absolutely cheesed it across the line, and it is provisional pole position. 130.5. However, Carsberry's coming across the line as well. I think last second he was a 10th down on himself.
He's derating, that's not good. If he goes faster, I'd be very surprised he does.
Wow, he still beats out Melo. Here comes Janul as well. He goes provisional. 130.2. What a fantastic lap. Konzo goes into P4. Scorpion P5. Who else we got? Lukey still coming through the final corner. He's been a little bit of a disappointment so far this season. Can he get a better result? He gets up into the second row. P4. And then the last one I think is King Jorit. And I don't think that was a fast lap from him. No, he did not improve. Remains in P13. So, Janul once again on pole position. Second time in a row.
Indeed, yeah. Good for him.
And an all-finish front row.
Yeah, perfect lap there for Janul by the looks of it then. We didn't see it, obviously. We only saw the last bit of it. But, yeah, that D rating must have cost Carsby at least a 10th or 2. But, I don't think he would have beat Janul anyway. But the grid, we'll quickly go through it. Janul, Carsby, Meloy, Lukey, Konzo, Scorpion, Harry, Dainstar, Clyde, and then it'll be Chris, Cam, Jory, Vitinho, Cam, then Sippy with his 5-place grid penalty. Does Crimson have one? No, he doesn't. He'll be 16th. Then TB and Brett, who crashed early on after only setting a lap on the hards, which ruins everything for you, which isn't a surprise at all. And Scorpion, here, remind him in the chat, don't ready up. I'm pretty sure British Cam hasn't had a single incident on track yet, but has already got 1.5 penalty points just for messing about with the sort of...
Not fully accurate. He did get half a penalty point in the last race and a 5-second penalty, which demoted him from P5 to P8. But other than that, yes, he had 1.5 penalty points alone just for readying up too early.
Yeah.
Let's see if anyone... they're all well behaved this time, it seems.
Well, yeah, they've just been warned. That's probably why. So I guess we're waiting for this.
Harry! Harry is the first one. So Harry will get the penalty. 5 seconds and half a penalty point. We can already add that. Yeah, they never do. Someone's always going to do it.
Yep.
But yeah, just excuse me a second. I need to turn on the light.
Yes, well, while you do that, Scorpion there is telling Harry off now. He just warned them not to 10 seconds ago. But yeah, before we get to start, of course, we should probably remind you what these guys are all racing for. Janlo on pole once again. If he can convert that, he'll go top of the driver's standings. Because, Dainstar's down in P8, not good for him. And he would be putting himself up in the highest running position for one of Next Level Racing's Racing Stands. Of course, one of our main sponsors, title partners in a way. And helping us out, helping the drivers out. And, yeah, giving them fantastic racing stands. You should definitely check them out. And yeah,
if you want to check them out, nextlevelracing.com
yes
is the website to go.
So certainly check those guys out because they do fantastic stuff, and we're very happy to be with them. And yeah, that's what they're all going for, and that is what I was going to say. We should probably quickly go through. A lot of drivers gave their predictions for their finish today and their interviews. I don't think I've got them all, but I've certainly got plenty. I'll quickly run through the ones I've got. Quite a lot of them have got quite high hopes, actually. Patino wanted the top 10. He's down in front of him at the moment, so I have to go up a little bit to get that. American Cam wants top 5, so again, he needs to go up a little bit to get that. Gianna wants a podium. Not a win. He didn't say the win this time. He said a podium, but he's P1 by nearly a quarter of a second, or was it over a quarter of a second? Still, over 2/10, we'll go with that. Dainstar wants a win. He's down in 8th, so not going well for him. So the one with the less hopes is doing better at the minute in those top 2, which is interesting. Melo wants near the podium, and at the minute he's sitting in P3, nice and pretty. Konzo wants a P5 to kickstart the season. He said he's been quite unlucky this season because he's been struggling to get used to the new drivers around him that he hasn't raced with before, and he's also been involved in a lot of lap 1 accidents, which we've seen. And well, he's targeting P5. He's got it right now. If he can get away from lap 1 scot-free, well, he could definitely be on for a good result today.
Yeah, we have 6 drivers whose goal is top 5, which tells you one of them is not going to get it. At least one of them is not going to get it. We have only one driver who said he wants to win. That's Dainstar. He has it all to do for P8. 2 drivers who said 2 more drivers who said podium. Melo and Jano looking good for them. The 3 drivers top 5 again. Let's see. Hold on. Can I get this right? Chris, Cam, American Cam, I should say, and Konzo. Let's see. Where are they? Konzo is doing good. P5. Yep. Chris P10. You know, certainly work to do, and American Cam P11 also work to do. However, he has the strategy advantage, starting on the mediums and not the softs, not the used softs.
Right then.
And then we have top 8 for for British Cam rather. That's a stretch. And 10 for Vitinho.
And Claudio wants P8, of course, as well. He's currently 9th, so we might try and get that one too. But here we go. The lights are on here in Shanghai, and when they go out, we're going to have one of the most interesting turn 1s of the season, I reckon, as we get away. And it looks like it's a decent start for Carlsbury, actually. He should be on for the lead here. It was a fantastic launch. Jano might just have to sit back, but he will try it. He's made a bit of contact. That could send him wide.
Spin! King George is around.
We're going to have Lukey up on the inside there, going for second place. No way through, though. Carlsbury goes a bit wide, and we've actually got plenty of side-by-side action going on. There's a big slide for Jano. Nearly goes into the gravel trap and might just have to sit back and wait for a bit as Meloy goes up the inside, and Lukey's gone off the track in his attempt at defending, and that might well be well down the points. Cloudy up to P6, good start for him. And as you say, Jorik was facing the wrong way. Brett's made 3 positions up, and he's looking to try and make a 4th one. He's right on the back of a Cam. He's actually hitting him. British Cam, that is. Crimson as well on the inside of Sippy, the guy he crashed into, of course, in qualifying. He blames Sippy for that one. Interestingly enough, even though I think he might find it isn't really Sippy's fault. But yeah, apart from Jory, it looks like a pretty clean start. Did you get any damage?
Well, TB did run into someone's back and lost part of his right side front wing. Vitinho also lost some positions. He was also spun around and lost part of his left side front wing. And Jorit is catching back up to the field, amazingly, after spinning around. I don't think he does have damage. Oh, look at that. They're fighting here. 4 positions. And no, Jorit's front wing is completely fine. He did run into the back of someone, but so lightly that he did not sustain any damage.
I think we've got Harry into the pits. Yes, he is into the pits. So he was also a damaged car. We got, I think, will be about 5 cars in the pits. By the 6 cars, I should say. So that is quite a lot.
They're not necessarily damaged cars. It needs to be said again. The soft tires are so bad that some drivers do want to get rid of them. Crimson and Sippy, I'm looking at right here. They do want to get rid of them very early, and you see, Crimson did not have a front wing change. Harry did not have a front wing change, so they had no damage. They just came in to get rid of these darn soft tires.
I think he did.
I don't blame him.
I think Harry did have a front wing change because he's now behind Crimson. He was ahead of him before.
Okay, but Crimson did not.
Crimson didn't. No, I'm pretty sure you're right with that one. But yeah, I think Harry did have to change, and the rest as well.
Okay. My apologies then.
Yeah. It's okay. You're forgiven. But we've now got Crosby finding himself under pressure now from Janel. It was a fantastic launch, I said it. He really did just get off the line beautifully. And again, Cloudy, what a start for him. He has now ended up into P5. He got by Lukey at the end of the first lap. And yeah, he's having a great run at it. I think from what P9 he was, he's targeting top 8, so he's certainly on course for that. And Janel, we're side by side. I don't think the outside's going to work there, but if he can keep it, he can go at the inside of the last corner, but I think you've got to back that up. He does back that up. Yeah. Meloy just sitting in the background, watching, waiting for something to happen. DRS is now enabled on this lap. Lukey has pitted, so is Cam. Or Danestar, should say, sorry.
Dane, yeah.
Yeah, Danestar. More soft runners in.
If you're Meloy right now, you're just looking at this and hoping that these two somehow tangle up. If I was Meloy, I wouldn't. Yeah, same with Konzo as well. I would not get involved in anything right now. They're all together 1.4 seconds, 1.3 seconds right now between the four of them. Why bother, really? If I was General, same thing. I would just try and stay behind Carlsberry and not really attack too much, which is why I think the pulling out of the move into turn 16 was completely understandable on his part. But yeah, at this point it's way too early in the race. You're just trying to settle in, and you're trying to get rid of these soft tires so you can jump onto the mediums. And yeah, the strategy is going to be, for most drivers, one set of softs and either two sets of mediums, or if they can't handle the tire wear as well, a set of mediums and a set of the hards.
Yeah. So Janel is only 3/10 back. Say he does pass, surely he'd be straight into the pits afterwards, but he doesn't seem interested in passing. Maybe wait until afterwards. He's on 0 ERS, and so he's not going for any moves. What about Konzo? He's also not going to go for anything. Although Cosby's gone wide. He has gone wide, but he will get a nice launch on the exit, so he's alright there. But certainly might be feeling the pressure as Janel pits. No one else in that top 4 pits. Cloudy's out.
I have to say...
Oh, wow, look at that! Brett's going to hit the pit wall, is he? Or is he going to make that move stick? Oh, he didn't quite. He was very ambitious, though, up the inside of Chris into the pit lane entry. Didn't quite work out, but you've got to give him full marks for trying.
Yeah, certainly. Not exactly a move I would think he's on, but hey, if you can make it work, well done.
I think, did Janel get held up, or was it just a glitch? I think it was just a glitch.
I think that was, it was just a glitch.
Visual glitch.
Yeah. But the one thing I'm looking at right now, we have 5 runners still on the softs.
Yeah.
2 of them are in the same team.
I tell you what,
the 2 McLarens, Meloy and Scorpion. One of them's going to have to come in very, very quick. I would say at the end of this lap, and then the other at the end of next lap. And this might already be a little bit too late, considering how volatile these soft tires are.
Yeah, I think you're right with that. They're also not pushing a massive amount. They might be waiting for a safety car or something, but look at Carlsberg. He's on 0 ERS. He's looking painfully slow, it has to be said, around that turn 13. Konzo is going to go for this move on Meloy. He's got enough straight to go for it. He might well just be ahead before the corner. Surely,
they both have
it's a good chance.
DRS. Is he going to try? Is he going to send it?
He kind of half isn't.
Yeah.
That might work.
He's alongside, but it doesn't get the better launch. That goes to Meloy, and he gets the position, and they all come into the pits anyway. Scorpion has to stay out, or double stay. No, Scorpion stays out, will assume the lead for now, and Cloudy also stays out. He didn't have to. He could have come in, but he decides to stay out, and he himself now tries to get a move on Scorpion here. Into turn 1. Ooh, I think they did slightly brush tires there.
Yeah.
But all fine. No damage on Cloudy's car. And they do remain in the same order.
Janel has easily jumped Carlsberg into the lead of that race. So that was 2 seconds. Lukey is ahead of Konzo as well. That's just how powerful the undercut is. And yeah, Danestar's in that fight as well. But yeah, Janel about 2 seconds clear in the lead now. That will be as Sippy has an accident, or is he retired just in the pit lane?
I think he has retired in the pit lane. Yeah, yep. Indeed, he has. All right, that's our first DNF of the day. And yeah, for Zippy, it really started bad. Getting the, I think undeserved, or we both think undeserved penalty in qualifying, 5-place grid penalty.
Yeah.
And from there, it just went further downhill.
I agree with you that. That shouldn't have been a penalty. And, well, it's unfortunate. But look at this. We've got Brett. We know he likes to fight with Toro Rossos. He's been all over the back of this one this whole lap. He's gone right around the outside of Crimson, up into P12. So he's got some good confidence on those new mediums. 2 laps newer than Crimson's. So all going pretty swimmingly for him.
And the top 2 in the pits now. Scorpion running a little bit wide there, but makes it work. Thankfully, not the Hamilton situation where he's stuck in the gravel trap, because there is no gravel trap there anymore. So he's lucky on that front. But both in the pits and Cam and Jorrit now assume the top 2 positions.
So they'll be waiting for a safety car then to get just their first pit stop out of the way, because they'll be on these tires. How long do you reckon? About 12 laps?
Yeah, roughly. I think 10 to 12 laps is what you're looking at with these mediums. Usually, maybe, depending on how short you want to make your soft stint, that's inevitably going to come. If you want to make it 1 lap short or 2 laps short, then we're talking 13. But that's really the most. You don't want to take these longer than 13 laps.
So
and
yeah,
they're still fine. They're still fine after 13 laps. It's not that, they last for about 15 to 17 laps before, you get into puncture territory. They hit the cliff of around lap 13. So if you can get rid of them, there we go. Off. By lap 12, that's perfectly fine.
TV's went for a spin at turn 1. He's retired on track. I'm sure his car will find somewhere to park off. It's nowhere near anyone else anyway, so yeah, his race is over. Unfortunate for him there. We've got Clyde, by the way. I know these two are at the front a little bit longer than the rest, but Clyde's still trying to get by Scorpion. That fight has stayed just as close. And you've got Brett on the back of Chris as well. It has to be said, Brett's actually having a pretty good race already. He's going for P9, this is. And this is genuine on-track P9, nothing to do with any pit stops or anything. In fact, it'll end up being P7 if he gets it when the top 2 pit. But he hasn't quite got him yet.
Yeah, right now, you're looking around this track here at a pit stop loss of around 22 seconds. In the dry, that is. Oh, he squeezes to the inside. Bresson making space where there is none.
Oh, nice.
Goes a little bit deep into the corner. Chris cuts him back. Meanwhile, Daneson and Lukey are fighting as well. There goes Brett. Ooh, a little bit deep there. And barges Chris out of the way. Chris himself now.
Lukey's in the gravel trap. He's in the wall.
Yeah, Lukey's been fighting with Danestar, and I think there was he ran out of space on the exit of turn 4.
It's all going off here. We've now got Chris in Narnia. 2 Ferraris in about 200 metres of each other have had all sorts of incidents, and Harry has fallen into this all as well. Don't quite know what he's got to do with it, but he was certainly moving about. Crimson on the inside here, Chris. We know how aggressive Chris is in any situation. We've seen it last season. And there goes Cloudy nipping through on the inside. Nicely done there, actually.
Fighting with Crimson actually cost Chris a position there because he was out of shape going through turn 8. And Cloudy just says, thank you very much, I'll take that position off of you. And Chris now outside the top 10.
I don't think there's anything wrong with Danestar's car. Maybe there was just a bit of a side-by-side wheel binding concept. But yeah, unfortunate.
I'm going to have a look for myself. Hold on.
Oh, look at this, Cloudy. They're nearly touching down that back strip. But Cloudy has had a fantastic lap. But there goes Crimson back on the inside. He's not making that corner for a long way. He's going to lose all 4 positions, surely, as Harry will get alongside. Will he get him on the outside?
No.
Backs out. But then he's just cut the corner at Crimson. That doesn't help his case. He'll have a bad exit himself. And the under pressure Red Bull driver from his team is getting ahead of the Toro Rosso driver. For now, that might be a spin if he hits him too hard. But
there's some more wheel banging there between the two.
Harry's going to get him now.
Harry keeps it round the outside. Now has the inside for turn 3. They touch again, and Harry has the position finally after about 5 corners.
But we know Crimson likes a late braking move. He's going round the outside. He's going to try and hang it out there. Harry will leave him a bit of room, but Crimson decides to go off anyway, and that'll be the position gone.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, going off, I think, was a smart call for Crimson there because there was not enough space. And there is a runoff area. He used it and decides to just yield the position for now. I think that was okay.
Carsby now is always having a massive slide. I was going to say he's into DRS range.
Dainstar, yeah, he has disconnected his car now, running as a ghost car.
Malloy
he's
here.
at P7 and he will lose a whole heap of time.
Yeah, there goes Malloy. Sorry to interrupt there, but Malloy surely he's got to get the move done because Carsby had a big slide. I was watching it when you were saying about Dainstar, and that's well defended in fairness. I thought he was going to lose that, but good driving on the inside.
Yeah, meanwhile Dainstar has rejoined. He has not taken control of his car just yet, but it's only a matter of seconds, I think. Maybe across the finish line he will get it. And no, not in it yet.
Crimson's off again.
He's back in it. Dainstar. Oh no, maybe not.
Yeah, he's not quite in yet. He should be in
was,
by now.
Oh, there we go. He is. Yeah, he was in it, and I think then maybe he paused it again to check something, and now he's back in it.
Yeah. No, what he's got to make sure, as far as I'm aware, is that you can't corner cut, because if he can corner cut and get away with it, then he has to leave again, in my opinion. I'm not sure if it's actually in the rules or not, but if you leave and rejoin, sometimes you do not get any warnings for cutting corners anymore or going wide. So maybe someone's got to keep an eye on that.
I'm gonna try.
Now, I was going to say before, Carl had his big slide on the last after. He's in DRS Janel now. And hopefully he doesn't have this slide again, but I was going to say he might put some pressure on the race leader, because of course he isn't in any DRS, unless of course he catches Jorit. But I have a feeling that when he catches Jorit, he'll be straight into the pit lane, the Racing Point driver. Not going to have to worry about the leaders. So Janel might not get any DRS help at all in this fight. So he's going to have to look behind him quite a lot today. Good news for Meloy, actually. Sorry to interrupt, but Meloy's got so much better ERS than the two ahead. He is still, I would say, the favourite. Just look at his ERS. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, Janul is in a decent position. Cosworth is running extremely low already, and we're only just over a third into the race. But yeah, the gap between Janul and Jorit is now just under 3 seconds to make 2.6 right now. It might happen that Janul catches up to Jorit. We're in lap 10. So, again, considering that Jorit and Cam probably come in lap 12, I would assume, 11 or 12, he might actually get DRS off of Jorit. Certainly not of Cam.
Yeah. I think if he gets DRS of Jorit, it will only be one single use, I think, because he'll be straight into the pits the lap Janul catches, I imagine, because he's not going to want to lose any time. He should be expecting to be quite quick, I guess, Jorit.
Well,
when he comes out.
The good news for Janul is the second detection point is just before the pit entry, so
yeah.
he might actually get 2.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually,
uses.
You're making.
Thanks.
Yeah. It just depends, actually. Is that on the braking point? Because obviously, I'd imagine Jorit will just floor it past. So
yeah,
maybe
it's in the braking zone. Yeah, it is. It's very. It's almost. It's close to the apex. Not on the apex, but it's close. So could very well happen that he actually doesn't get it. Let's see. Yep, Jorit stays out.
He's on braking.
So now we're at 1.5 and 1.3. Actually, it drops quite significantly.
Yeah, he'll get it
Cam must have made a mistake in the final corner. It cost him a couple of tenths there. Because the timing dropped for Jorit. The gap dropped from like 2.6 to 2.3 within one mini sector. So must have made a huge mistake in the final corner.
In that same time, Janul put himself 4 tenths up on him, so they must both just be struggling with the tires, I guess.
It's a little bit early to struggle with the tires already.
What happened to Carlsbury? He lost a lot of time there. Meloy was very close to him. Maybe there was a slide on the braking, but he's well out of DRS. He's well out. Meloy, like I said, he's got plenty of DRS to use. This is the time to use it if Carlsbury hasn't got DRS. Yeah. And if Janel's stuck behind someone, I say stuck, he might have to lift a little bit, but then he'll get to DRS and that'll fix it all, I imagine.
Yeah, I think Janel will actually get a single use of DRS, but because he overtakes Jorit. That's my expectation.
Carlsberg
has
DRS.
closed up. Yeah, however, at the detection point, yes, he did. He was within a second at the detection point, barely, but he was. And here goes Janul. That's an easy overtake right there. And so Janul, the net leader of the race now into P2, has cleared the traffic.
Big slide.
Yeah.
Here he goes. A big contact. Now that is big. I'm surprised there's no damage, and they're still side by side.
Ooh.
Shouldn't have kept it on the inside there, I don't think. I know it was pretty close, but it was always going to be on the grass.
Yeah, but you keep it in there. I would not have cared. You keep it in there. If you're side by side, yes, you do keep it in there, especially on the inside of that corner. Because usually you can dictate the other car's line there. And for some reason, Meloy gave Cosberry a little bit too much there. If he just decides to, you know what, I'll just gingerly put two of my inside wheels on the curb, just barely, and make myself as wide as possible, then Cosberry doesn't have much to fight with.
Yeah, Janul's, by the way, is now 2 seconds clear of Carlsberg at the moment. Obviously with Jory in the middle, who I'm surprised hasn't pitted actually on that last lap, but because he'll find himself under more pressure from the guys behind. I imagine both Cam and Jory will be at least on this lap, if not the next lap, definitely.
Yeah.
As we get Yellow's virtual safety car, that's their chance, although it could well be the chance for the rest as well, if they want to stick hards on. It's possibly British... Oh, hold on, Crimson's died on the final corner. That's what's done it.
Yeah.
He's done a Giovinazzi qualifying edition.
Yep.
Now, how long will this go out for? Because now the car's disappeared. I was going to suggest that maybe they could all pit, and the guys that have been on mediums who'd already stopped could stick hards on, and maybe that would be worth.
I mean, they will come in now, I think, but I don't think they're going to gain much time. Cam is trying to get to the pits as quickly as possible here, but nope. Great. Oh, Cam stays out, and Jorit does come in. Yeah.
Bad
so we have one of the two.
Cam.
Yeah. Really struggling there with the timing. Very unfortunate that he was not near the pits when the VSC was deployed, and it was reeled back in just as he came to the pit entry.
Here comes Chris on Scorpion. Looks on the inside for turn 1. Look out for the car in the pits. I always worry about that type of thing when you go from routes like that, but luckily Joy is still in his box and he's now coming out. But Chris on the inside of Scorpion won't quite get that done, because I imagine the McLaren will come steaming back out the inside, and it does, hitting him quite hard on the side. But still, good racing, a bit less gun-ho than the last fight Chris had. And, well, he's got ahead.
Yeah, meanwhile, Janul trying to reel in Cam. Let's see the detection point here.
He's sliding a lot, though. He might not be in, because he had that slide there. He's 1.2.
Yeah, the detection point is right here in that corner.
Right here,
the white line there, and that is 1.1. He's not in. He will not have DRS. Cosberry, however, will.
Oh, Brett's gone again. It's corner he had the crash at, and there's also Scorpion going off to avoid him.
And he rejoins the track. Ooh. Harry, I mean, if I was Harry right now, I don't think my pants would be dry anymore.
No.
Because that was frightening. That was frightening. You see Brett's a rejoin, and then he's just sliding left and right. And you're thinking, do I stay on the racing line, or do I pull off all the way to the left and just try to clear Brett as far as possible? Cam is in the pits, meanwhile. So he's the final one to actually make his first pit stop. Is someone on 2 stops? Let's see. Yes, British Cam is on 2 stops already. So he can try to make these mediums work, but I don't think he will.
Cam's going for the softs now. Do you reckon he's going to go for 2 soft runs then? Because...
No.
I'd be surprised if he did.
There is no chance you can make 2 soft runs work around this track. It is impossible. The softs go off after 5-6 laps at the most.
You don't have to do 7 each. He could try.
He loses too much time from that.
Well, we'll see what he decides to. This could be a one and done, but I would have put the softs on at the end if you're going to be doing him for a little short stint. Oh! Ooh. Well, that sort of ruins it all. Brett has sent him off the track, and that... I don't quite know why he decided not to give him the room.
Yeah, that was really Cam's fault for the most part. He thought he was clear of Brett, but he wasn't, and they just tangled up, and it's almost spun him around completely. But At least he held it, but obviously loses those 2 positions. And yeah, that's really his fault. Just leave him the room on the outside. I mean, it's hard to overtake around the outside into turn 6 anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he was just too eager to get ahead there, but it only lost him a couple of seconds. I say only lost him a couple of seconds, but yeah, could have been worse. Let's say that much. He could have been in the wall.
Yeah.
It looked like he would be for a second as well. That was a big slide he did have in the end. As Scorpion there gets back past Chris, and there's a bit of contact, of course, because it's Chris. Mr. Aggressive in the braking zone. Of course, this is the track where he showed his aggressiveness for the first time last season. And
Brett goes past Harry, and Jorrit says thank you very much. It takes both of them in the same corner. Fantastic opportunity taken by Jorrit as Chris and Lukey both in the pits now.
Harry
this is the second stop for them, and the final stop. They go on to another set of mediums, I would assume. Although it's a little bit early. Yeah, Chris goes on to mediums, and Harry... Right now, you can go on to hards. If you're not sure about your mediums... Lap 14 is probably the last time you want to go on, you could go on to the hards. Lap 15, anyone who comes in now at the end of this lap, they're gonna go on to the mediums.
Yeah. Well then, Cam is right on the back of us. We saw Brett was fighting quite hard with Jorrit in turn 1, but eventually he is looking very slow, which you'd expect with the way the tyres are around him. He's on 11 lap old. And then there's 2 lap old mediums ahead and 1 lap old softs behind him. He will fall behind eventually, which makes Cam's sort of, lack of giving him space a bit more annoying, because it's a car that was just dying on its tyres anyway. Wouldn't have had the grip regardless, as Malloy does go for the move on Carsby, but again, Carsby will have the better line on the outside.
Yeah, I have to question the Haas strategy here for American Cab. Because
it could work. Wait and see on it.
Yeah, but you're in traffic right now, and in traffic you're wasting these softs. If you want to use the softs, really your only chance is to use them on the final stint. If you're not using them at the start, as Konzo and Dainsa and Scorpion all come in.
I think we're going to be clear.
You either use them at the start or the final stint for the final 6 laps, and you try to make a run for it, but not in the middle.
This isn't the strategy's fault, though, really, with where he's been stuck. It's Cam's fault with where he's been stuck, because he had the accident with Brett. He would have been clear, I think, of this.
True.
So, maybe he was planning on making this work very nicely, but now he's stuck behind cars. It's 4 seconds, or sorry, not 4, it's 7 seconds ahead of this group. That's where he needs to be. That's where he would have been if he didn't have that contact. As Chris gets back ahead of Scorpion.
Yeah, possibly. For Cam, yeah, that mistake cost him more than just those 1 or 2 seconds that he lost from the incident itself ever since. And I say this a lot, but if you're the 3rd car in a train, it's so difficult to overtake, because the car in front of you also has DRS, and that's the case right here with Bretza in front of Cam. Bretza gets the DRS, or does he? No, not this time. Jorrit has pulled away enough, so Cam might have a chance here against Brett. He has enough ERS, that's for sure.
All the top 3 in the pits. I didn't think they'd do it all together.
Cam doesn't use any ERS. Is he? He's still trying to make this overtake work. And
yeah, he can. He's got the tyres much better, I would say. 10 laps better and fresh.
I mean, I still would have tried to use the ERS to make it a little bit clearer. Oh! And Brett completely misjudged the final corner. He wanted to go into the pits and did not think of Cam, who did not want to go into the pits. And Brett completely runs into the back of Cam. They both spin around in the final corner. Brett gets front wing damage, goes into the pits anyway. He was supposed to anyway, but very, very... that was a stupid move from Brett. You have to be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
You have to be aware that the other guy might not actually go into the pits.
Yeah, I wasn't actually watching. I was watching Malloy. He's got ahead of Carlsbury in the pit stops. Like I say, I'm surprised they all went together like that, but Malloy now up into net P2. But yeah, maybe Brett, yeah, he just misjudged it, I guess. I didn't see it, like I say, but I have to take your word for it.
Yeah, I was on board with Brett. So very clearly, he really just... I don't know what he was thinking there. Maybe he thought the Cam would move out of the way a little bit quicker, that he would be off off the pit line a little bit faster, but I don't know what he was thinking there. That's completely on him, and I'm pretty sure, like, knowing what I know about Brett and seeing him, you know, in the pre-race interview, the post-race interviews, I think he's gonna own up. He's gonna own up to that.
Malloy is side by side with Jory, and they're giving that a good go.
Yeah.
When did Jory...
This is how you do it properly, side by side through the final corner. You know.
Yeah, I was just gonna check. They haven't actually done 2 stops yet. Jory hasn't done 2 stops. I was about to say, how did he get up there like that? Oh, that's a weird corner cut. That's a bit of an unnecessary warning.
Yeah. Yeah, meanwhile, yeah, Jory and, so the 2 racing points are quite up high, P1 and P4, but they both haven't made the second stop yet. The only other driver to not have made, the only other driver to have not made his second stop yet is, American Cam in P7. So those 3 drivers, expect them to come in at some point.
Call me mad, okay. But surely Cloudy's looking at going soft. He's got 10 to go at the end of this one. And that'll be soft, medium to soft.
Although, hold on. He started, Cloudy started on the softs. No, he's not going to, no.
He did 7 laps on them, I think, or 6 laps on them.
Yes. Jorit, yes. Obviously. Cam is going to go medium again. And Cloudy's going to go medium again.
Well, what's he still doing out then? What's he still doing out then? He's going to
come in now. He's going to come in this lap.
He has to, surely, but he has got his pit light on.
That doesn't mean anything. Sometimes it doesn't synchronize, so...
Yeah, you could be right. And you are right. Alright, I was just thinking, why do 13 laps on this set, though, and then only 10 on the next? Seems a weird
Fastest
one,
lap? Fastest lap?
He won't get fastest lap.
You never know.
I mean, we'll see what Cam does, because he'll be doing the same thing, but we'll wait and find out, I guess.
Jano just got the fastest lap over Cam, who was on the softs.
Yeah, that sort of worries me about Cloudy then. But yeah, Cloudy, he was up in like 5th earlier, hasn't quite worked out fantastically for him actually this whole race. But
he still has time. He still has time,
but he's now down in 9th, and he only gained 1 position from his teammates afterwards. And he might end up getting passed by him as well when he's on new softs. Which he'll be on, right? We can agree on that one, surely.
Yeah, definitely. There's no way for Jordan. I mean, he's on 6 lap old mediums right now. He's gonna go another 4, 5, 6 laps on these, and then onto the softs for a final stint. Most likely he will get the fastest lap, but we'll see. Maybe he's gonna end up in traffic, and he's not gonna get the fastest lap.
Cam, after that pit stop, is now down in P12. It's just the most disastrous stint you could imagine, really. It all went wrong for him. And part of it was self-inflicted. You could argue all of it was self-inflicted because he put himself behind Brett in the first place, then Brett going to the pit lane. Unfortunate. Really unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't think the incident in the final corner with Brett was self-inflicted. Yeah, I think that was completely Brett's fault.
Yeah.
And nothing that Cam can do there, really. But other than that, yeah. The first incident where he pulled in front of Brett, that was self-inflicted. Going on to the softs in the middle stint, that was self-inflicted. It just wasn't a good stint. That's why you either use the softs on the first stint as a sort of throwaway, you got them out of the way, you don't have to worry about them anymore, or you use them on the last stint to really push when the field is the most spread out.
Batinu's got lost. He's last by quite a long way now, and he went off on the exit of 13. That's on relatively new tyres. And
Harry has disconnected.
And he's now disconnected as well. Very interesting. Was he fast? I think he set fastest lap. He did. He won't keep that though now for the top 10 anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if he reconnects, he'll keep that.
Yeah, but not at the minute. Lukey's on him.
Well, then he'll get the fastest lap outside the top 10.
Except he won't, because everyone's going to be pitting Vitinho's pitting. He'll do.
How did
soft
Harry
runs
get a
now.
129.5? What? Something's wrong.
Might be why he DC'd in the first place. Maybe something went wrong there. But
Yeah, that final sector was 5 seconds quicker than any. What? This is a timing error. This is a timing error. I'm pretty sure. I don't think that lap should count.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, we'll let the stewards decide that one. I have a feeling it'll be quite an easy decision to make, but
Yeah.
we'll just wait and see.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Harry is actually back in his car. That's the good news. 129.5. You would expect the fastest. I mean, the fastest lap in real F1 on this track was set in 2004 by Michael Schumacher, and it was a 132.2 in the 04 cars.
Yeah, it does seem.
These
a bit
are not
dodgy.
3 seconds quicker.
Well, maybe 1 second.
No.
But not 3.
I mean, they're not even 1 second quicker. The 04 cars were quicker around 1 lap because.
Well, maybe
again,
on this track.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm talking in general.
The fastest lap was set in 2004. Hasn't been beaten since around this track. So the 2019 cars, around this track at least, are not faster.
Yeah, and you've got all these pitters now outside the top 10. It's expected. Now Brett can take a free pit stop, and he'll take it. Then Cam will take it. Maybe Kari won't take it.
Yeah, Harry's still in shot for a top 10, maybe on penalties, at which point you'd probably say same with Cam, actually. Cam's on better tires than the 3 drives in front of him. He's a little bit far away from Scorpion, but 6 seconds to Lukey, even the 4 seconds to Harry, there's a chance. If one of them makes a mistake, both of them, they both tangle up, Lukey and Harry. I'd stay out if I was Cam.
Yeah. Right then, main person to be watching right now is Cloudy, because he is flying around out there. He's used up a lot of ERS though, but he is pursuing Chris for P7. Then when his teammate pits, it'll be P6. So actually, virtual for Harry. Now he's done Giovinazzi 2017 style by the looks of it. Hope we can get a good look at it though.
That's not in the pit lane. Yeah, I'm on Bretster right now.
There we go.
Oh yeah. Middle of the straight.
Perfect.
And Brett, what were you doing there? Brett was going straight forward, and at the very last second, the car disappears. That's quite lucky.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing, but yeah, lucky. I'll tell you what, that's I think 3 virtual safety cars, isn't there? Or is it 2?
2.
No full safety car, I'm surprised by that, for that type of accident. 2 accidents on that final corner, no full safety car. Halts Cloudy's progress a bit, but his teammate will not get to the pits before this goes in, so he should still end up looking for P6. What is Chris doing there? What is he doing there?
Getting a penalty for corner cutting.
It's a virtual safety car, and he flies
I was about to
off.
say, under the VSC,
Scorpion's
and Scorpion drive-through under VSC.
Yeah, do you know what? I don't know if Scorpion's the host or not, but I 100%, if he's the host, know he's cheating. Because, and a lot of them probably do this, if you're in the green when it says VSC ending, you can floor it. And even if it goes into the red, as long as you were in the green before it said VSC ending, you can floor it. And you could be like a second in the red and you'll get away with it. Unless you're the lobby host. In which case you'll get a drive-through penalty for speeding. And I wonder if Scorpion has been called out by that. I might be wrong, he maybe just did a mistake, but I don't think he
Interesting, I did not know that.
Because that's probably why Chris flew off the track, because he floored it, and then he got a penalty for it. And they all do it. They all know they can do it.
Wow.
Mind you, it's very risky. And that might explain why Carlsbray is 5 seconds off Meloy now, and Meloy's closed up about a second to Janel,
Yeah, and the thing is, so Scorpion is the coordinator for the precision tier, so it is likely that he's also the lobby host.
Yeah, I think he is the lobby host.
Yeah.
Well, that's a bit awkward. Oops. Oopsie doopsie.
I hope that's something that's going to be fixed in F1 2020.
Indeed. Did you sign up for the beta? I hope everyone's been signing up for that.
Where? I did not know you can sign up for the beta.
You're so behind. They went up yesterday, I think, on the Codemasters forums. It's on their Twitter, on the F1 game Twitter. You can look it up after this, but yeah, we should suggest that if we get in. But now what this has created is Konzo in for the chance of a podium, because Crosby's not going to get DRS anymore, and that's his teammate ahead. He's a lap down, but he's on much faster tyres, and when they die, he'll pit for more. So Crosby will have no DRS help, and Konzo is just set his fastest lap. This really is not working for Crosby.
Yeah, really not his situation right now, not his race, but maybe he can hold on to P3. Let's look at the penalties for a second, meanwhile. I'm going to have a little look there. Janul, not even a warning, absolutely clean slate. I know he does have a warning in lap 1, but I don't think... Yeah, that was for a collision with Cosbury. That was for a little bit of contact. No corner cut warning. Malloy has a warning, and I think that is for corner cutting, but it's just one warning. Cosbury, one warning for corner cutting. Konzo, clean. Jorit, one warning. They're all clean. What is this?
Well,
yeah, Chris is the first one to have a 3-second time penalty.
I said it to you before the race started, you can go wide anywhere and everywhere on this track. You'll just get away with it. Now, actually, Cosby is going to be getting DRS on his team. I didn't think he would, but Patino, I guess, has done his lap. He's going to pit and do another one soon. And that'll be him and Konzo. Or, sorry, Cosby and Konzo past him.
Yeah.
And, yeah, free air ahead of them for the rest of the race, by the looks of it. So we'll see how this fight takes place. Because Konzo can save a lot of ERS when he's sat behind in the DRS. Unless, of course, he goes for it now.
He's trying already. Yeah. Wow.
That's interesting.
Cosbury goes a little deeper into the corner. That's a smart call there. Went a little wide, but not too wide, and stays there in third place for now. So, I gotta say, good defending from Cosbury. Deliberately opening up the inside, and then just going a little bit deeper into the corner when you know you have the grip, and you know you can make the corner and keep the position.
I've got to say, I'm sure he will pit eventually, maybe on this lap, but Jory has got to pit. Again, just in case he's forgotten, we've got to just point that out. No, if he doesn't pit, he's in trouble. I think he's been on mediums the whole race, though, so he'll have to pit.
Yes, yeah, the game's going to disqualify him if he doesn't. He's going to get a notification, but the thing is, he just doesn't want to use the softs. That's all that is. He's going to come in either at the end of this lap or the next lap. And he's going to come in maybe a 1-lap stint on this, or 2-lap stint on the softs, I reckon. So he's going to come in at the end of the next lap, have an out lap on the softs, and a flying lap on the softs to get the fastest lap.
Konzo is going to try again, by the looks of it. He's dummied him, and he's going to go down the inside. I don't think he'll get it, Alex. The outside line is just such a good line to be on for defending. Yeah, Crosby has been flawless in defending there, it has to be said. Had a 1 or 2 slides throughout the race, but he's done very well in that hairpin. But down the main straight, he hasn't got enough power really to use. He might lose a little bit. Jory, I said it would have to happen eventually, and it finally has happened. Konzo didn't quite get free. There was a bit of lag there, though, in fairness. I thought he would get ahead, but then Crosby jumped ahead. And so, no move was made. But how far is Jory going to fall down? Because he's not going to be in the top 10, is he?
I didn't see his gap, but
Scorpion will be behind him. I think Cam will get him, but Scorpion
is going to be in the top 10, And
so
just
that'll be
Scorpion.
An open goal then for the fastest lap, because he'll be the only guy on sauce in the top 10, and no one else is going to pit. I don't think.
Yeah. No one else has time. Remember, you lose 22 seconds from a pit stop. No one has that gap. If we look at the interval, the biggest we see here is 8.8 between Dainstar and Chris. So no one has that gap inside the top 12, in fact.
Yeah, so that's not going to happen then. But here comes Konzo again. He's going to get by long before even DRS, you could maybe argue. But okay, maybe not long before, but he'll be alongside by the time he's opened it up. And that is P3. But now it's time to see if Crosby is able to come back at him in these next laps. He will go back up the inside.
Tries.
Contact is going to happen there.
No.
And luckily it's only a little wee tiny tap. And Konzo gets through into the podium positions. And here comes Cloudy up into P6 ahead of Chris. And that was equally as easy. But we know Chris likes a wee dive bomb. Maybe he'll be back again at the end.
Not yet. There's still 2 laps to go.
Yeah, still 2 laps.
However, it needs to be said that Cloudy has much better tires. We're talking 4 laps, and Chris's tires get really close to the cliff at this point. Same with Konzo and Dainsa, by the way. Well, really, just Chris. Konzo and Dainsa maybe at the end of next lap. They may struggle on the final lap, but Cosberry, Meloy, and General are not far away in that regard. So all of them using their mediums to the max as Vitinho retires. Is that in the pit lane?
Wow, that's on the exit of the pit lane.
That's yeah.
Wow, he's done that on purpose, I think. That's a weird one. That's a weird one.
Yeah, I don't know what he did there, but yeah, he's gone now. So no VSC, nothing.
That's a very dodgy place to go off because he wasn't pitting or anything. He just got a 3-second time penalty. And then somehow I ended up losing it halfway down the main start-finish straight.
Meanwhile,
I don't buy it.
Yep. Meanwhile, look at Konzo almost pulling a second to Cosberry already. And I say almost because, as you can see, Cosberry does have the DRS. But, yeah, within a lap, almost a second pull. The Konzo is really, really quick. He took good care of his tires, it seems, and it pays dividends.
Yeah. So at the minute then, quite a lot of the drivers are actually getting what they wanted. I mean, you always see over-ambitious predictions, but these guys have been pretty happy. Apart from day and stars, the rain starts to fall. It won't affect them too much unless it tips it down. But yeah, I'm pretty sure what Jano wanted a podium, he's going to win unless he crashes in the rain. Meloy wanted a podium, he's going to get a podium. Collins wanted a top 5, he's going to get a podium. Don't know what Crosby wanted actually. We need to check that.
I don't have any. No, he didn't. I don't think he said anything.
Or maybe I'm getting it mixed up with Cam. I think I'm getting it mixed up with Cam. He didn't get what he wanted.
Yeah, Cam wanted a top 5 and he's P9. Chris wanted a top 5. He's in P7.
Cloudy wanted top 8. He's 6th.
Yeah, that works. British Cam rather. British Cam wanted top 8. He's in 13th.
So
that didn't go well. And Vitinho wanted a top 10 and he's 14th and DNF'd.
Right then, so let's just make sure Janel's going to get through this last sector because, you know, you touch a curb a little too much, they could be already getting damp, and that could mean carnage.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what had Jury out for so long, I wonder, because maybe just hoping it would rain a little bit and get inters maybe, but I'm probably making that up. But it would have worked.
Could very well be the case. Could very well be the case.
But here comes Janel. He wanted a podium. He's going to get better. He's going to win the race and take the championship lead as well. Because Danestar only in P5. Not a good day for him. Janel, the winner in China. Meloy on his return race to One Hub in P2. Konzo P3. Fantastic for him. Crosby P4. Danestar P5. He'll get that just now. There he goes. And he'll hit the wall as well. Cloudy P12 last week. Going to be P6 this week. Chris, he DC'd last week, so it's always going to be better. Although, the penalty won't actually affect him because his teammate is 5 seconds back, so that'll close to 2, and he'll finish in P8. Jorate, what happened there? Did he run out of fuel? He ran out of fuel. Because I was going to say he was going to get Cam on the line, but he ran out of fuel, so Cam gets P9, Jorate P10, and then it'll be Scorpion, Brett. It was all going well for Brett until his accidents, unfortunately. It was actually on to be pretty good, but just before we were told to make sure our drive of the days are a lot quicker, so we can probably start that now. No one really moved up anymore, did they?
I'm just trying to fill in all the positions right now. 1 second. Alright. Yeah, it pretty much stayed. Someone moved down, pretty much. That's Lukey from P4, second row on the grid, finishing P8.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, it's really tough this time. Everyone who moved up a couple of positions. Like, I mean, Brett, I don't think we can really mention Brett from 18 to 12, but only 13 finishes, so, you know.
Yeah.
Still second last. From last to second last. Cam from 14 to 13. Jory from 12 to 10. Cam from 11 to... American Cam from 11 to 9. This is a tough one.
Can I choose my one first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jano. He's got to win this one. I know he won last week, but he has driven a great race. He fell behind at the start, was able to use strategy to get ahead, and he never lost it since. It was good racecraft.
Okay, I'm going to go with Cloudy. For the reason, he started P9, finished P6, but he had a pretty good race, and considering how bad his start of the season was so far, with a P15 and a P12, finally getting some points on the board is absolutely key for him, and he did a really good job at that.
Yeah, I think that's two good choices there to pick. And yeah, this has been a great day if you're a Toro Rosso fan. Red Bull are not going to like that one bit. Toro Rosso will take the lead in the constructors, and Jano
also,
up to the top of the drivers.
Yeah, also, first time a racing point is in the points, and we have both of them.
Yeah.
Cloudy in P6, Jordan P10, so we have our final team now on the board in the constructors, and I think, I was about to say they overtake McLaren, but they don't because Meloy saved them pretty much. But it's still a good 9 point. Hold on, who's got the fastest lap as well? Let's see.
Jory. I think he
no,
must.
Meloy.
Oh, he doesn't know. Meloy does, yeah.
No, Janul, 33.7. So he gets pole race win and fastest lap. My God.
Surely didn't lead all the laps, huh?
Can we nerf this guy already, please?
Right, let me quickly say the outside the top 10 points as well, because I didn't actually quite get that. And yeah, let me just rewind the clip.
It's exactly what I'm doing as well. So yeah, it is Channel inside the top 10, the only one in the 133s, and then outside it's Brett, 133.0.
Yeah, you can't give it to Harry with that 29.
No, he also DNF'd, so you really can't give that to him. But yeah, it's Brett outside the top 10, so at least he gets a point there. But yeah, Channel a perfect 26, and his second win in a row here. After his goal, remember last time he said his goal was to win, and he won. This time he said, podium, and he still wins. I mean, what has to happen next time? He's gonna say, top 5, and he's still gonna go on to win.
Well, this is it. I mean, you got to ask what happened to Dane-Star. I know he had his issues, but he was never winning that race, and he expected to win it. That might be my biggest takeaway, is that Dane-Star, we all thought he'd be super strong, and apart from the first race, he just hasn't quite been there. Yeah,
I have to agree with that. There's going to be some soul searching going on at Red Bull, just generally, I think.
Yeah.
Dane-Star, P1, P2, great start. He was in the championship lead, and now 10 points from that race. And Harry, DNF, his second in 3 races. I think we're going to see a straight switch between Red Bull and Toro Rosso, and Janel is going to find himself as Dane-Star's teammate and number 1 opponent.
Yep.
Very soon.
That'll be fun. But yeah, that has been the race then today. I hope you've all enjoyed it. And we've currently got the Pinnacle tier live right now, so if you fancy...
with Alex Lilliard, and make sure also to subscribe to the One Hub Racing channel if you haven't already, and hit the like button.
Yes, we like our likes. And also check out Next Level Racing, our sponsors, of course, delivering the brakes to the champions. John will be very much looking forward to that. I wonder if he's already made his order, he's that quick. But yeah, we'll see you all next week. If I knew where we were, I'd tell you, but I haven't actually checked that. Do you know where we are?
Yes, Austria.
Oh yes, Austria. Sorry.
One of the best tracks on the calendar.
I did check that. I forgot that. Yes, Austria next week. It's a very good race. Rain is always a possibility there. And yeah, well, we got the rain today. It took a while, but it did arrive. Maybe we'll get it the whole race next week. You never know. But yeah, we'll be Austria next week. But anyway, stop listening to us. Go watch the guys over at Pinnacle. and we will see you next week. Safe travels, everybody, and take care.